Okay, back again. And I'm on time, I think, this time. Well, it's not coming out the day. I'm doing this the day that the Shiyu defense resets, but the recording is going to be uploaded till tomorrow because this day that Shiyu defense resets, I have another video going up, so um, we'll just upload this one tomorrow. Let's go see what's going on here. Yet to be challenged. Wind Aether. Wind damage, so, I mean, he's weak to Aether, so I can just bring... This guy's weak to physical. So I can just bring, what's her name? Jane Doe to this. Let's do this here. Then down here, what do we want? Chain and ultimate. Increase by 20%. Days, a bunch of days. Chain, interesting. Actually, let's go take a look at the enemies. Ice, or fire and physical. Lightning, lightning. Then I'm assuming we're just bringing... And chain attack, increase in damage. The chain attack hits. I'm just gonna bring Sambi to this. I don't think there's a reason why not to bring Sambi. Yeah, let's go take a look. So there's that. Let's take a look at these enemies. They're not ice resistant, are they? Well, this guy's ice resistant, and she's probably gonna be a pain. Now, granted, Xiao does the least amount of damage, so it's probably not gonna, it's not even worth considering, so that's fine. We'll leave that the way it is. If we're bringing, and then physical and electricity down here. Attack, increased by whatever, stun damage supplier 20 in the staging, score, okay. Physical, and they're all physical weak. Yeah, so we're just gonna bring Sunna here. We'll bring, or not Sunna, well, yeah, we're bringing Sunna, but Yixing Wang team here. So there we go. Pretty much should be pretty easy. Let's find out how well we do. I'm gonna start with Jane as usual. Let's look at the builds. Anybody who wants to see them, this is my build right now. Skills, gear. Here's her build. This one could be replaced. This one's not bad. This one will take a while to get another one. This one, again, not terrible, but, you know, well, actually, yeah, it's pretty bad. This one's not too bad. This one's decent, and this one's decent as well. But otherwise, oops. Let's see. But otherwise, yeah, there's that. You don't have to upgrade her skills because she doesn't scale off of that anyway. Stats here, again, gear is irrelevant. Just hit attack, and then after that, anomaly proficiency. But otherwise, it's not that big a deal. Nothing to worry about. And then this bang boo here. I'm curious. Yeah, there's really no one to replace him with, so we're just gonna leave him there. It'll be interesting to see like a wind bang boo and see what that does. Wind boo does.
Careful. I bite. The tables have turned. I am the tornado. No escape. Hit him where it hurts.
I'm just gonna ult him because it doesn't really matter. The faster he dies, the better. I'm gonna ult him to shred the shield a little bit. I'm gonna hit him with this. More shield shred. Again, this phase isn't that important. What's more important is the beginning part. Oh, I dodged that. You're lying to me.
Careful. I bite. Wanna know what lurks in the darkness?
With the ult, so why not?
By
I don't think he's gonna go into second miasma phase, and it's not like that's important anyway. I'm gonna hit him with the ult.
You're the prey. Careful. I bite.
Execution continue.
He's dead. That was way faster than normal. I mean, this is what happens when everyone's phys weak. You just like dumpster all over them. We almost got 40k. Again, Valina basically doubling, more than doubling. Well, no, yeah, doubling Jane does damage. Again, I don't read anything. I just know how Valina works and how to use her, and not even effectively. I'm sure you guys are watching me and like, well, you can do this here and do that there, and I just have to learn over time. I just generally I'm not that concerned with doing that. But yeah, you can definitely squeeze more out of that. It's just I don't know my point I'm trying to make is I don't know how Valina scales or what she's doing. I'm assuming the Windswept is somehow stealing the damage from the assaults, unless Jane and her assaulting is just that weak. I'm not. It's very interesting to me. I'm not sure. Like, I'm sure some of the assault pops are being counted towards the wind damage. I don't know how wind works. I don't know how like they work together. I just know how they like function gameplay wise. I know what you want to do with them. But mathematically, I just don't know how it kind of plays out. So that's that.
Ether vision activate. Right on cue. Wide open. You're in my sight. Mind the blind spot. I'm not saying any. Off balance. You're out. Press the advantage. I'm on it. Now you pay.
Oh my gosh, my dad is wasting so much of my time, and so is Pulchra. Pulchra. That's the triple star marks. I hit the 3. I hit the 3 marks on her, which you should be able to just cancel that into anything, but apparently not.
Recalibrating. Target is down strategy. Wide open.
I dodged that. You're lying to me.
Now you pay.
He's got a lot of yellow flashes for no reason.
Will reach its mark. Right on cue.
Oh, borscht.
The target's exposed.
Oh, I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to do the double chain. This one could definitely use some improvement. That first wave got on my nerves.
Loyalty.
And I think the bonus on this stage has what's the word? Chain attack, whatever.
Down strategy. Ether vision activate.
Ah, you're lying to me. This motorcycle is really irritating. There you go.
Engaging. Save your strength, Andy. Roger that.
There we go. 30 something. We didn't get 40. We went over by half a minute compared to the other one. Again, that first wave was really annoying. Pulchra is just here to waste your time. Again, I could probably do better. Like look up how to reduce Polka's phases, where she just sits there and dodges, and then I get hit by that rocket launcher guy. So either way, it's not that big a deal. Obviously, it can be improved. So we'll probably do that next time. But if we get it, I mean, so far this is the one that'll see most improvement. I think. The first one, well, there's not a lot of to squeeze out of that. I think we could hit 40K on that first one. This bottom one, maybe 35 ish. I don't know. We'll see. But then, or the middle one, I meant. But this bottom one, we might hit 35, at least 35. We might hit 40. I don't even know. I think we might hit like 39 or 40, the same as the other one, just because dial in. Sometimes when I'm using Yeshing Long, if I don't hit 40, it's because I don't have dial in on the team, and because she's with Yishuan or someone else. But the fact that she's here is I think we'll hit 40 or 35 at least, or not? Yeah, 35 at least. Hopefully hitting 40, but we'll see. That took way too long. Once you get this ult, like you're basically done. Oh, I forgot that he has this like phase where he just eats the other one. There we go. Him with the ult. You missed the entire ult! I hate you so much! I can't believe that. Like, obviously he moved out of the way, but like, there should be more tracking on that! What do you mean? You just missed the entire ult because this stupid big fat robot moved out of the way. Just hit him with this. I usually like to do the extended combo just because why not? Doesn't hurt anything, but we got 35. I would have liked to have gotten 4K, but I think we took a little too long. 40K, we took a little too long in that first phase, so we're about 3 off, which, again, that's not that big a deal. I forgot to do the builds. I'll show the builds of everybody now at the end here, if anyone wants to skip to this part. So this one was relatively easy. Basically set up for this account to succeed pretty well. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. So these are some of the best scores I've had kind of across the board. Like there's some where it's like I got 25, maybe 30. But here we're at 110, which is way over. Let me see if I can look at the old ones. So 104, 103, 17, 104. So again, easily we hit 110. So we're way over the cap you need to whatever. But the point I want to make here is we performed so well here, very easily, and we're still only in 17%. Last week when I was doing, let's see the Outpost Archives here. Let's see if it'll show me. It won't give you percentages. So you have to take my word for this, but when I was here, I think I was at like 12% or maybe, let's see, defense, and I don't know what this is, 226, just some old whatever. Okay, anyway, I think I was like in 12. The point being, I wasn't as low as 17%. 17% is pretty low on the ranking, right? Because the lower this number is, the higher you are on the ranking. If you're in top 1%, that means, you're like in top 100 out of all the million players, or that math doesn't work out. Don't call me out on that. But the point being is, I'm just trying to say we performed exceptionally well because this is tuned to our account. Because I have wind, I have the electricity for this middle boss, and physical for that bottom one. So my account worked out here. Again, sometimes we don't do very well because like there'll be ice and I can't handle that or whatever. Anyway, the point being is that my account handled this pretty well, and you can see my scores are super high. I kind of smashed the goal pretty easily without even trying for a second run or whatever. And we're still very low on the ranking, which means that a lot of other people's accounts are tuned very well around this. Which again, I find that kind of interesting, looking at the data and seeing what's going where, right? So yeah, it's just interesting that a lot of other people's accounts also match this same thing. But yeah, so again, I think maybe more speed on this one. Even yeah, but either way, I mean, we already did it, so that's basically it for today. Pretty short video, but yeah. I don't know what's next. I'm still working on downloading the update for Wuthering Waves, so we're probably not going to get... I don't know what I'm going to do with that game later. But I will say, as an addendum kind of at the end of this video... oh, I was supposed to show off the builds here. Let's see. So I showed off the Jane Doe build. Now let's show off the Sammy build as usual. 67 crit rate, of course. This is her stats and her gear. Pretty good pieces. I spent a lot of time grinding for her, so I always try to make sure she's at the top. Her stuff there, her skills. For anybody, I guess just as a side note, for anybody who likes running trigger, you can run crit rate if you can't match her crit. Like, you could probably hit the cap for her passive if you're running as much crit rate as possible plus 2 crit rate pieces, the same way like Dial In. Like Dial In, I think her main weapon gives her crit rate so that you can hit her passive or whatever. But as you can see here, I don't have her weapon with a main stat crit, but I still have enough crit on all my pieces that I got her up to basically... I can get her up to 99. I prefer a little bit more damage because it doesn't really matter at that point. But anyway, the point I'm trying to stress here is that you can really hit her passive numbers super easily with the other set. But because I have her weapon and like running a 2-piece like Shock Star or something doesn't give her enough more days for it to matter. So I'd rather have a little bit more damage, especially because first of all, Sambi's buffing her damage. Then this set is buffing her damage. Plus... Zhao's buffing her damage and all that kind of stuff. So giving her a little bit more damage and then having all the multipliers multiply her slightly raised damage cap or whatever, I think it's a lot more useful. So keep that in mind. But again, you may be better served using a Shock Star or something, just a 2-piece impact set. But just on a personal perspective, the damage is a little bit better, I think. On a Sambi team. If you're using trigger anywhere else, just run full stunner. Like, she doesn't do any damage outside of a Sambi team. But the fact that Sambi gives her... My Sambi has like 300 crit rate, something like that. I don't remember. I think because it's not factoring in the crit rate from here, the crit damage from here, and there's a bunch of other stuff I think in her kit. So I think it's around 300. The point being is that with her passive skill that gives crit damage to whatever down here, she gives crit damage to other people and all that stuff that do aftershocks. Trigger gains like 75% extra crit damage. So, you know, as an aftershock unit. But that's also not including this unlock potential thing, which gives her... aftershock when she has star marks, another 50% damage multiplier on top of that. So, long story short, if you're running trigger with Sambi, it's probably recommended you put a little bit more damage. Now, if you're running, honestly, the other thing I should do too here is when I'm running her on Shiyu defense, I should probably run something like this, because killing the enemies faster, and then I'll probably have to figure out like another crit rate piece here or something like that. Like, where's all the +2s? There's a +2 here somewhere. Oh my gosh, where's my gear? Like this one, right? I could do this or this or something. It's not that big a deal. Anyway, point being is that for Shiyu defense, because just killing the enemy is better than trying to work up the stun, you probably want to go full damage on trigger while still having a lot of. She can still stun really well here. The point I'm trying to make is when you're in deadly assault, if you're running her on damage and you're like you run out of time, if you get 3 stuns in one boss fight in Shiyu in deadly assault, if you're close to that 4th stun, run her on impact main set here. But if you can't reach that 4th stun, even with impact, just run her on damage, and it doesn't make a difference because having more impact doesn't matter unless you get that stun, right? So the fact that unless you can get the 4 stuns with impact, then run impact. But if not, then don't worry about it. Just run her as like a secondary damage dealer. Because again, she does still stun pretty well, even with this build. Just that, whatever. In Shiyu defense, it's a lot more useful to just get that first wave out of the way faster. And working on using trigger to stun that first wave is kind of stupid. Like it takes too long. You would rather just kill them. Just burn all your resources to kill them. So that helps there. What else? Yeah, so that's that. Who else was I looking at? I got sidetracked because I was doing the... Okay, no, it was her. We looked at her, and then Zhao is elsewhere. Here's Zhao. This is her build. She maxes out her passive at 27,000 HP. I'm like 400 off, so I'm missing 1%. Down here, I'm missing 1% damage buff. I don't really care. I'm not going to like grind out way more for that because I make up for it with another 18% damage buff plus days from this. So this, I wouldn't recommend pulling this weapon for her, but if you have this weapon, it's fantastic on her because it does give her a little bit more impact and it makes it so that you can run even if you're running anything else, like even if you're running Deadly Assault and that we're talking about the stun maximizing whatever. You might still hit the 4 stuns just because, first of all, now Zhao, her little off-field attacks, her EX specials and all that stuff have increased days because, you're running an impact main stat. But now your entire team has 12% extra days buffed to them. So you can still probably hit that 4th running her. That's why I like this weapon. Again, I wouldn't recommend pulling it for her, but if you have it, fantastic. I'm not convinced it's better than her own weapon, but I think it's still up there just because of how much damage it lets you run on trigger, and it kind of balances out a lot better. But anyway, her gear isn't really that important. It's just try to get as much HP as possible. Like that could use the +1, another +1, but it can also use a flat HP, so that's good. +3. I used to have a way better set. Like I used to have a really good set, like this. No, not this. Where, well, it doesn't matter. Well, actually, here it is. Like this, right? I could run this on her. I used to have a really good Astral Voice set, but because I run her with Sambi a lot, this set is better because it damages the Bunny in Wonderland. It increases everyone's damage across the board. So it increases everybody's damage by 18%, which means Sambi and Trigger, which is you're just multiplying that multiplier a lot better. If you're running her on Astral Voice, only the person being switched in, the main field driver, which is going to be Sambi, gets boosted by an extra 18 is what? 6%. So Sambi gets an extra 6%, and you have to keep swapping a lot more to keep the buff active. And it doesn't boost Trigger's damage, which again, she doesn't do much, but just the sheer fact that this stays up longer is easier to maintain and boost the entire team just offsets that 6%. That 6% isn't worth it. But again, it does hurt to miss this piece. Like I said, I had like the perfect build for her. Like, look at this. I'd run this on her, maybe this. It doesn't really matter. No, this HP is better. So this on her, and I don't know. It's just sad. Look at this. +3 crit rate. She was like a monster when I had her on Astral Voice, but now I had to like destroy the entire thing just to get her a 2-piece of this. This doesn't really matter. Like her damage doesn't mean anything, but it is nice to see her. Like, I'm just gonna swap this off just so you guys can see. I was like really proud of this build. I grinded so hard for it. I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. It looks fantastic. 33 plus her passive gives her, one of her passives gives her a crit rate based on her HP or whatever. I don't remember where, per every 1,000, whatever. Okay. So point being is that in battle, she got like 37% or 40%, something like that crit rate. So she was sitting at like 70%, which is a decent crit rate. Yeah, so I don't know. I liked having her on a respectable build. However, unfortunately, the Bunny in Wonderland is just too hard to give up. So I would recommend. And the thing about Bunny in Wonderland is just find a workable set. Don't worry about where's my piece? What happened to the piece I had here? Ugh, I lost it. Here it is. Don't worry about like min-maxing. Again, like I could go in there and grind out the Bunny in Wonderland set to get something comparable to that Astral Voice set that I had, but it's just not worth all the stamina. And I have other units to build. Like I have him. I just got him. I got to build him out some more. Obviously, I'm working on her all the time, getting her more stats and all that. But anyway, that's that. Lastly, Yixing Wang. Just going over the build.
Weather's nice today.
Crit rate, crit damage, all this stuff. Pen ratio, just because I have this set. I feel like I'll probably swap this off of her for like a crit damage set at some point, but it's pretty good the way it is now. What is this? A +6, 7, a +7. This is a what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's another +7. So anyway, eventually I'll probably swap around to crit damage set. It's just that I used to have her like pen ratio was good, and then I got this piece, and this was a lot better. So I just kind of swap her based on whatever the best gear set I have on her. It's really not that big a difference. She's just that strong. Like you can, as long as you have decent pieces, which we'll go over this like this. This is fantastic, and then all this stuff. So as long as you have decent gear on her, she'll be fine. Dial-in, I already showed her off. 97%. Her skills running this. Her stun capability is ridiculous with this set and this weapon. You might be able to do more with this, but like this is reasonable. Like you can run this and it's not that big a deal. But because I have the Hellfire, I pulled the Hellfire gears, I'm going to use it. Then lastly, we're looking at Sunna, which again, Sunna's kind of doesn't really matter. If I can find her, here she is. Just hit 3,500 attack and you're solid. So just +3 attack on everything basically. And then energy regen as much as possible because you need to put up her buff as often as you can. But anyway, that's that for today. So again, see you guys in the next one.